Hey guys. Okay, so over the years, I think since we've been kids, we've been coin collecting. So on and off, we've dealt with coins and things like that. And one of the most popular coins to collect, at least we think, is the Mercury head dime.
Those were the coins that I wanted to begin with simply because of the way that they looked. I really liked those coins and I wanted to collect them. And there is a really specific coin that is the top coin there, which is a 1916D, which was the very last one that I got.
And so those are some of the coins. I never thought that we'd be able to get a whole collection of that stuff. And
Either did I. I had been collecting this set since maybe my early, maybe about 20 years old. So I had been collecting for many, many years. And it took me several years to get the whole collection. And the only one that was missing was a 1916D because they are very expensive. And and about 5 years ago, my brother gave me a 1916D for Christmas. So I had my set complete.
Nice. Good brother.
Nice brother.
Good brother, I tell you
nice
what.
Brother.
Yeah, so we got that, and he completed his set. And so today we want to talk a little bit about the 1916D and how they graded that coin and the way we look at it and see if it was graded accurately. And we're going to use different apps and different books and go back and forth and try to figure it out. And we also want to grade one of his other coins that we have. And
the second most expensive coin is the 1921D,
right.
Which was there was about 1,080,000 minted.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
That's not a lot. The 1916D was 264,000 of them.
One of the things that I like to do also is to go and metal detect, and I haven't found anything. And then the guy I work with, I told him I want to find some Mercury dimes, and then the next day he comes and he says, "Look what I found!" And he found a 1944 Mercury head dime, and he found it on the street. After a rain, it washed down, and he found it there.
Those are very rare coins to find. Any Mercury head is a very rare coin. You can find silver coins from 64 on down, but to find a Mercury dime is very
crazy, man.
Very crazy.
Yeah.
Even people that sell items for dollars and cents that kids go and pay you with, they don't pay with Mercury dimes. Those are very difficult to find.
No, you can find quarters. You can definitely find. I found a quarter the other day at where was it? That Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Panda Express. That's where I found it, and it was a 1964 quarter. So that was nice. I hadn't found one in years and years and years and years.
The good thing is that if there is one within your change, they are very easily detected.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference right away. So
yeah, that's I saw it and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, right off the bat, look at the side. There's no copper on it. You go, okay, we got something silver, which is awesome. But anyway, today we are going to talk about the 1916D, and we're going to try to grade that other 1921D. Right?
1921D.
Yeah, so we'll try to grade that one and see what we come up with. So let's kind of get the camera on this and let's start working. All right. So this is the 1916D, and it was actually graded an AG3. So we're going to try to look at these details and see if that makes sense. So I think first of all, let's look at the Liberty.
Let's look where it says Liberty. The outer edges seem a little worn. If you see the outer edge where it says Liberty, seems a little worn. If you see...
And let's look at the 1916, which looks good there. And what about the In God We Trust?
The only thing about the In God We Trust is that one of the lines of the W seems to be worn. You really can't see that part.
Yeah, just the outer edge of the W. And I think for it to grade a good, you want to make sure to see all those letterings there. And so let's take
let's look at the hair right here, where you can see a little bit of the lines of the hair,
right?
A little bit of the lines, a little bit on the bottom part, That, but the rest seems to be worn.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. So, and you can see the facial features very nicely, and you can see the hairline kind of in the front. So that is
In the front and in the bottom.
in
Right
the bottom
here.
as well. Yeah. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I guess let's turn this around and
If
look
we
at the
flip
back
it,
and bring it down there. Let's turn it the other way so you can see
This
it
way.
front.
this way.
All right, perfect. All right, so now we're looking here at the United States of America, and you can read it all. You can write the United States of America.
You
And
see a little wear on the top of the lettering, and down here on this side of the lettering is where there's
Yeah.
a little bit more wear.
you can read the one dime on it also, and you can write the E pluralis et unum. I think I said it wrong. And then
E
the
pluribus
D, the D, you can't see the center, but you look at the placement and you see that it's an actual
It's right down here.
right, and it's in
That's
the right
right.
position with the leaves and the E, and so you know it's not a fake. It's
It's
actual.
clearly a D.
Yeah, it's clearly a D, and it's clearly in the right position. If you look there in the columns, you cannot see the lines.
The column should have some lines. We will put a clear picture of a better dime so you could see where those, so that you can compare the lines
Exactly.
at the end.
And so if now we see exactly what this coin has, let's compare it to some of the pictures.
Let's compare it to the 4.
Okay, let me just pause this for a second. So now this is the good 4, and if you look at the Liberty, you see you can read it.
The Liberty looks pretty clear. There's some wear on this side of the Liberty, as in compared to the other one. One more thing that we could see: the other W had one of the lines missing. This only has a tip of the line that is missing on that side.
But it's very clear.
But if
can
you see the hairline is all right here, but at the bottom there's less of a hairline.
right.
But in the feathering of the hair over here, in the feathering of the cap, you can see a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's a pretty nice looking 1916 on the bottom, and of course the "In God We Trust" is very clear. Now we move this up just a little bit so we can take a look at the bottom part, and that's pretty good there. Good. And now you can see the United States of America is very clear there. Of course,
Of course you can see the wearing more so in this part of the America. There's a lot of wear. On the column you can't see any of the lining either.
right. And then you have the D on the bottom, and you can see that clearly where it is in the right position. So our question is, okay, is this a good 4 or about good 3? So there's not much difference. If you look at the back here, there's more wear on this coin than what we had on our coin. If we can maybe bring that up here also, maybe we can add it in.
If you can see the comparison of,
Yeah,
well,
let's put that there so you can take a look at that coin. And
if you see the lettering is even a little more clear on our coin than it is on the one that is graded a 3. You can barely see the America here.
right, and in this
in
coin
this
that
coin,
we had a much clearer America on that, and so you start wondering, okay, so why is this a AG3 instead of an AG4? And you want to tell them the one thing that we came up with as far as.
Well, I do notice that even the W on this one does have a little bit like our coin that is worn.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now this is a 3, yeah, like the AG3 that we have right here. You can see that the W is worn, as is that one.
and the E pluribus unum, you can't even see it on this 3.
Yeah, and that was a very confusing thing for us also here, because the E pluribus unum,
It's not
you
too
cannot really
visible.
see it there.
Most of the letters are
but as you
erased.
can see in this coin, very clear to see that. Big difference, huh? And still, they're still graded.
This coin is still graded the same as this coin, which would probably look a lot more like the AG4,
but
which would make a little bit of difference on the price.
it makes a big difference actually, because now I think that the only big difference is the W. I think that's why they graded it what they graded it. But it seems to me this could have gone either as a 3 or a 4. I think that if you break it out of the pack and send it back, they probably grade it as a 4.
They probably grade it as a 4. The coin that we have is so much closer to the 4 than it is to the 3.
And the difference in price, an AG3 was about 500. A good 4 is about 800.
It's about $800.
$300. That's quite a big difference. So it does make a difference. And I don't know if you're not happy with a grade, would you send it to another place to grade it?
You can just send it to somebody and they could grade it.
And they can take another look at it, see what they think. Yeah. So that
was the question we had, and I don't know many of you collectors, since this is one of the most popular collections that people do want to start with, may have some of the same questions. We can go on ahead and send it off and question the person, that grades it, so that we could know exactly why they graded it, what they graded the coin.
Yeah, exactly. And so now let's move on to the 1921. So now that we know how to kind of grade it a little bit, let's kind of take a look at the 1921 really quick.
The 1921D.
1921D. We'll look at that one.
That is the coin we said was the second most expensive.
And what we'll do, we'll just kind of show you the coin really quick here. That's not the right coin, of course. And it's right above that.
Right above
25, 23, 20. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, very good. And let's put it right here. There we go. All right, so let's look at the coin. You see?
Look how you can see a lot more of the feathering in the hair.
Yeah, that's
the feathering
nice.
on the cap. The lettering is very clear. I don't know if you could see it there with the lighting.
No, it looks clear. So you see the lettering looks good. The "We" and "In God We Trust" looks very good, as you can see right there. So that looks very clear as well. And 1921 looks very clear. The eye, the facial features actually look better on this coin, for sure. And let's look at the back of it.
We will.
That one there. And we'll move it this way. And let's see. Right here? This one here?
Yes.
Alright. Wow, that's my hand. We're gonna have to read. I'll find it in a second, Jelly. Let me zoom out and zoom back in. Here you go. This is just extra footage, man. Alright, now let's
The
zoom
light
in this.
seems to be.
Oh,
There we go. There we go.
And look at that coin. Look how good that looks there. Now let's start zooming in a little bit more. Look at the D, I guess, first of all. It's pretty clear.
The D is up here. We have it the opposite way. But if you see the column you still can't see any of the lining on the column.
Right, and at least to be a good 8, you have to have at least half of the columns there.
Half of the columns should be visible.
Visible, yeah. So that already tells us it's not a good 8. But you can see the United States of America, 1 dime, the D, and okay.
Coin.
Okay, this one is a comparison coin.
Where you can see the lining on the columns. If you look right in there, look how clear the lettering around it is.
That's beautiful, man.
The S, this is an S, and you can see the S mark at the bottom.
Very, very clear. What year is that one?
This one is a 1939 S. Look at the...
Wow. Yeah, you look at all of that coin, it looks really nice.
that is one a nice coin. This one would probably be graded a lot higher than the 1916D and the 1921.
Definitely. So it all comes down to the grading as to how good of a collection you have, and it's kind of fun to look at it and then grade it. I would think I would send off coins that that you think grade pretty highly, so that then you can make your collection even that much more valuable.
You want to send off your coins that have the highest value, like the 1916D, the 1921, the 1921D in this set would be the ones to get first. And this is a complete set. Of course, my D is in the case.
Yeah, we leave that one.
I'll leave this one in the case. Don't try to get it out of the case unless you're going to send it to get graded again. Send it with case and all. Don't damage it anymore.
Exactly. And so this is our collection here that we wanted to talk about today, and we'll talk about some other coins also and some other bills in a couple of other videos we'll be making. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you learned something. Take care.